Okay guys, so I am going to tell you a very personal and very upsetting story. It has to do with rumor spreading. So if you rumor spread and you're in middle school and high school and even adults in the workplace, I suggest you don't even do it because it could really hurt the other person, like serious consequences. So I'm going to tell you guys a story about from when I was in high school. I graduated high school at 16, and when I was 15 I moved out of state to a private college prep school on a private college campus in Tennessee. So I was not a very well liked student. I wasn't mean or anything, people didn't like me. Because I was kind of in my gothy phase when I moved, just wearing all black, just black shorts and black t-shirt, I got made fun of. I was called a goth, a Satan worshiper, which, if you know that culture, that's not always true. It's actually mostly not true. But I realized it got to the point that someone spread a rumor about me and I was unaware. But this is what happened. I was actually in my geometry class, which I loved the teacher, but I was really bad at geometry. So I was in the middle of taking my test, and I had test anxiety, so I'm like, oh god, what am I going to do? I don't know any of this shit. So, and you gotta think, this school has 98 students, grades 6 through 12. And there's an average of 4 or 5 kids in a class, just to set the background. So I'm sitting there taking my test. I have like an hour and a half. Then in the middle of it, I hear over the intercom, azhlynberkley, come to the office. And since I was a senior, 16-year-old senior, I figured it had to do with, college stuff, preparing for college, getting my SAT scores and all that, because all the seniors were working with the dean and our counselors to get all that done. So, I figured that's what it was about. Yay. So I go down there, and on my way down to the office, the dean's office, I notice a lot of police cars outside. So I'm like, wonder what's going on outside. Whatever. I walk into the administrative office, and I see my dean, my English teacher, and like SWAT and a sheriff, the town sheriff, and the police officers and campus security, and I'm like, oh shit. What did I do? I've done nothing. Like, when I was at this age, I did not drink, I did not smoke, I didn't do drugs, nothing. Like, the worst thing I did was like stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning watching anime, because I had no life. But they're like, well, you need to sit down. So, I sit down quietly, freaking out on the inside, like, oh shit. And the teacher goes, Miss Berkley. I'm like, oh shit. She's like, well, I had 6 different parents call me, telling me that they were terrified to send their children to school today. Would you like to explain why? And I was like, I don't know. Because I honestly did not know. I didn't. And today, let me tell you, or the day it happened, it was 420. And there's a lot of associations with that, including the pot holiday. But I had nothing to do with any of that. And so, I told my dean, I don't know. I haven't done anything. I can't relate if I made anyone angry. I don't know what's going on. So she was like, well, I heard from the parents that some students said you were going to bomb the school today, and you were making bomb threats against the school and the students. And I was like, no, I don't do that. I don't have time to do that. I have no intention on doing that, and I'm not a terrorist. So, and they had me freaked out so bad. Like, at this point I was crying. And the dean demanded to see my cell phone. And I was like, I don't own a cell phone. And I really didn't at this time. I was at an age where my mom said if I wanted my own cell phone, I had to work for one to pay one off. And at the time, I was more into school, and I couldn't have a job yet. Well, I could have. I just didn't have time. But I was crying because they didn't believe me. They were like, well, we need to see it now, and we're gonna trace it, and all this BS. So I had a breakdown right there. I was like, oh my god, I can go to jail for this. I haven't done anything. Someone's framing me. So they call my mom, and my mom starts going at them on the phone. You can hear it. And my mom was like, she doesn't even have a cell phone. She can't even pay for one for herself, and I won't buy her one, blah, 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 blah. You know, all that stuff. And once they, decided that, I didn't have a cell phone, which I think they still didn't believe me, I went back to class, which my boyfriend at the time was in my class, and my makeup was terrible. It was like running down my face. And I tried to go back to doing my test. I was so upset and I couldn't do it. And I tried to tell him what happened. And I found out that the person who started the rumor was actually a boy in my senior class, which did not like me at all. And he liked to talk behind other people's backs anyway. So, yeah, that's my story. I could have went to jail or prison or federal at camp, I don't know, for being a framed terrorist. But yeah, please never spread rumors, even against people you hate, because even though if you don't like them, you could really mess up their life. And what does that show about you? That shows that you're a very shallow person, that you let your hate and your anger get the best of you, and that's not what we need in the world right now. So try to not do that. I commend you for going against those urges, because I've had those urges too. And I'm not a saint here. I've done that before as well. And I strive not to do it anymore. So don't spread rumors. And if you hear a rumor, be the bigger person and stop it right there. Be like, nope, it's not going anywhere. Gossip? Gossip is bad. So there's my story, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Share it to people if you think other people need to hear what can happen, because that was some serious shit right there, okay? Serious shit. So follow me, subscribe, like, comment, all those wonderful things, and I will see you next time I make a video, probably next week. So I love you guys.